It's coming out, and never mind, there it is. It's King K. Rool. I was half right about King Robo. We're getting a King K. Rool. It's from Zenkai. Okay. Here we go.
That works for me.
Yeah. I got no complaints.
And the Steve call on my part ended up coming out accurately. From New England sources, DM's name actually stands for Diamond Miner, Diamond Miner 88. I think he's a pretty big on the Minecraft things. So we'll see how it shakes out here. Steve, obviously a character that the public seemed to agree that this character very, very good. King K. Rool obviously very popular in the Wi-Fi settings. So we'll see if what Zenkai has up his sleeve here.
King K. Rool's got a lot of gimmicks up his sleeve that it's offline, it's a little bit of a different environment. It's a little easier to work around them depending on what character you play. Online, though, when there are a couple extra frames of that delay, you might find yourself getting put in the mix a little more often than not. But the mix that I feel like we're going to be seeing here more than anything else, Koopa, is going to be the one coming from DM. King K. Rool, second heaviest character in the game. One of the biggest characters in the game as well, for sure. That means patented combo food. And Steve might be the miner. He might be the guy who's actually more so a resource type of character. Don't get it twisted. This character has Luigi combos up close, and it's only going to be easier on a character like K. Rool.
Yeah, you see DM doing the smart thing again, just gathering resources. Being very elusive, not letting King K. Rool get the killing blow on him, and capitalizing on that down air. Down air is absolutely a menace to society, and a great little string right there of the golden weapon up tilts into a forwarder right there from DM. So continuing his rampage on the second stock here.
For sure, man. He's got those combos out on deck for you. Oh, but bounces back off the propeller saying, nah, I'm not done with you yet. And I think DM is going to be perfectly fine with that as he tries for a minute, accidentally misspacing his way around the crafting table and not able to build his sword, and as a result got caught in a little bit of lag. This could be death here. No, not getting caught in the jump. Ooh. Beautiful tech on the part of Zenkai to avoid the anvil kill right there, as the diamond sword will be the one to take the stock. If you're going to play K. Rool, you got to know how to tech off the level.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a huge part of the matchup here. So, right now, DM up pretty big right now. No crown on the head of King K. Rool. And despite getting stuck in the pickup animation, Zenkai not going to get punished for it.
Yeah, and despite these combos, I'm understanding Zenkai's pick a little bit. Once he gets grabbed by Steve, he's going to be eating a ton of damage. Or if he just gets hit by Steve, doing a combo that doesn't even require him to hit the button multiple times. King K. Rool is going to be living and tanking that damage a lot longer than Mewtwo ever will. Despite what it says on his Pokédex is the explosion.
Oh my God.
Doesn't take the stock yet out of the TNT barrel. That down smash will, though. Love what DM was going for in the trap right there. There was kind of a little bit of an option select when you really think about it, Koopa. Down smashing right there. Okay, he gets hit by the far end of it. If he does like a neutral get up or whatever, there's the lava. There you go. If he rolls in and gets hit by the back end of it, you won't get hit by the back end of it, but he'll be able to, if he spaces himself right, he'll be able to ignite the TNT block from above him and therefore kill him with the roll in instead. There's beautiful ledge trapping on the part of DM. We'll take a look at that play again in a minute. But for now, moving on.
I'm still kind of floored that anvil was able to kill at 140 under the ledge like that.
Look, man, if Looney Tunes taught us anything, it's that those things are pretty deadly, man. And K. Rool is a crocodile. He's an animal. He's literally like talking animal. They're the most prone beings in the universe for getting hit by falling anvils. So, frankly, I don't think you paid enough attention watching television as a kid, which from you I think is rather shocking. But Smashville
is there a reptilian Looney Tunes character that I'm forgetting about?
If there is, I don't remember either. But point is, he's a talking animal. They're prone to it. That's what I'm saying. If there is, I can't think of it. I'm sorry, Looney Tunes fans watching this.
Yeah.
Smashville's the pick, though. Coming in once again. Interesting choice right here. I mean, it makes the most sense to me. This is the pick that they went to on the first game. Zenkai wanting to counterpick here as a K. Rool player. Not only will have a lot more space to just throw out pretty big hitboxes if he is able to actually close the gap on DM, but also in the fact that, he probably doesn't want to give a character like Steve all the space in the world to just build his resources and his material. Oh my God, that dash attack. Koopa, there was no red lightning or nothing, but that definitely still killed DM off the right blast zone. My goodness.
No, yeah, King K. Rool's dash attack is a menace to society. That move is very, very good. And you know, we'll see what the rebound is here from, you know, from DM. I don't think the stage is necessarily awful for Steve. Like, yes, you want to, you know, mitigate what any sort of room that Steve has to mine with, but having access to it under the platform to kind of, you know, make your home and stuff like that will definitely work out for him. But it doesn't really matter right now. DM definitely is on the, you know, the wrong end of the stick right here, as Zenkai has put on a very impressive display in this second game right now.
Definitely has, and definitely showing how proficient they are with utilizing some of that crazy ledge-trapping lava block stuff. You know, the down smash can, in fact, ignite that move. Beautiful play on DM's part right there, deliberately not mashing out of the down throw berry immediately because he knew that that's what Zenkai was expecting, and therefore the up air just wound up being completely whiffed, and then he did it, but that up air gonna land out on top of him anyway. I don't know about you, but a crown definitely sounds pretty spiky.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
Minecart Madness coming in clutch for King K. Rool right here. Not able to mash out as the percent was a little too high. God, I love Steve. He is the funniest character in this game.
Oh, yeah, he's a riot. You know, but we'll see, though. Again, it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility here for DM. Steve definitely does have that clutch factor where this character can mount most comebacks, especially considering he can, you know, soup himself up for combat mid-fight. But, you know, right now, DM definitely has his work cut out for him.
Definitely does. I mean, this is not a King K. Rool at kill percent. This is the second heaviest character in the game, folks. And definitely even above DK and King Dedede, just to put in perspective how thick of a lad he is. So, ooh. Interesting option out of the shield right there with the forward tilt. So, yeah, he's not going to be dying for a little bit longer, especially with the insurance. Calling him out twice in a row with that lingering forward air. Beautiful stuff. Not even getting the lingering hitbox of it, but strong enough just in case. Zenkai looking very poised to take this game, too. It's definitely his game to lose, Koopa.
Yeah, you know, he's definitely not... he's definitely aware of the situation, you know, just kind of laying back, doing King K. Rool things. Lots of crown, lots of blunderbuss, but the back air from way deep will get the stock off right there. Ooh, okay, good read on the mash right there. You know, definitely don't want to commit to like a hard punish like an F smash or anything, but the back throw on itself almost getting the kill though. So Zenkai, one solid lead trap away from potentially winning this game in 2 minutes.
And this should be it. Oh, wow, actually DIing the dash attack properly. Interesting option to punish the berry, but I guess he didn't... I guess, you know, like, DM has just been, like, waiting very patiently on the mash-outs, you know, for so long. He didn't want to do something else. This will be a hell of a comeback if he's able to keep this wall going. Oh, that forward air was so scary on the way up for Zenkai, who's just hanging back and throwing out a crown for his pleasure. There you go, right in the gold-plated armor, saying you may got diamond, but gold is a little bit stronger where I come around, utilizing that belly armor to get around, and as a result, Zenkai will survive just a little bit longer in what was almost a very clutch comeback on the part of DM, pointing right to where he died, saying the right blast zone, that's where you went, my friend. King K. Rool and Zenkai still on the board.
Yeah, definitely not necessarily the gut check time he was looking for, but the gut check time that he needed, as that Nucleator came out at just the perfect time to eat through that diamond F smash, and that definitely would have been enough to kill King K. Rool, I'm sure. Like, with the amount of rage on Steve and, you know, how strong the diamond weaponry is, that most definitely would have won the game for DM if that connected. So, getting great awareness there from Zenkai. We haven't seen him utilize, you know, a whole lot of the belly armor mechanic, but you know, when it works out, it definitely works out. So we are tied up at 1 game apiece, now going to DM's counter pick. So do we see a maybe bigger stage to maybe gather your resources easier, or, you know, maybe a stage with no platforms? I don't know. We'll see what happens here.
I imagine that, especially since Zenkai did counterpick back to the stage that he lost on in Game 1. So if that's not an indicator that he's preferring a smaller stage, I don't know what will be. So I imagine that he was probably getting rid of some of the bigger stages, which right about now, I'm imagining that he wishes he didn't do, as the Pikachu is now out and about. This character can cover ground and space like it is absolutely nobody's business. So those cannonballs better be on point out of the blunderbuss. The stinky yellow rat is out here, Koopa. Game number 3.
Yeah, rats in space. Can't think of a more scarier combination than that. So, you know, DM said, all right, enough of the games. It is now time to lock you into not what your main character is, and for me to switch to Pikachu. So, definitely, you know, the art of the counter pick working out right there for DM. But again, you know, King K. Rool has looked very impressive from Zenkai so far. He's definitely no one-trick pony, so DM definitely has to be on alert here.
And you really don't need us as commentators to even really explain to you in the nuance of, what is this, a damn melee falcon? What is happening there? Stomping him right down with the noisy neighbor, like, shut up! Ugh. There you go, King K. Rool getting some meaty damage in a pretty raw way, to say the least. And now, this is what Riz did to me when he thought he was going to pick up Pikachu right when the game first came out. King K. Rool's got no intangibility on that recovery, and Pikachu's kind of got a projectile that attaches to the stage and rolls its way back down. So, and if just getting comboed to bits and being one of the biggest characters in this game by Pikachu's loops wasn't enough for you, yeah, Zenkai's not even going to be able to recover off of the level if he's below it this time around, despite having a giant propeller that'll prevent Pikachu from down airing him. I feel like DM was low-key counting on this if he wound up losing the second game, or just lost in general. This is definitely the counter pick exactly when he needed it, but hey, Pikachu's still relatively light. Up air gonna take the stock.
Yeah, listen, the counter pick strategy only works if you can win a game with your secondary, so for DM to get a game on the board not playing Pikachu, to lock Zenkai into a game, into at least a third game of King K. Rool, definitely works out for him. But again, we're seeing a lot of what makes Pikachu such an obnoxious character to fight against. You know, combo games for days, you know, pancaking on the ground to make it hard for him to hit. And, you know, poor Zenkai is having a real rough go in pretty much every facet of the game right now. But still, you know, King K. Rool is a big boy. All it takes is a couple of solid hits, and the game could potentially be back in your favor. But right now, it's looking pretty rough.
Ooh, that was so beautifully played on the part of Zenkai. I don't know if you noticed, but he actually micro-drifted just a little bit back from the ledge to avoid the Thunder Jolt, so he could time the intangibility right on the ledge to get up and around it, and then timed his neutral get up perfectly to avoid the F-smash, and he was at well over 100%, so you know he had, like, less ledge invulnerability to even work with at that front. He did pretty much everything a K. Rool right there could have possibly done to get out of that situation, but unfortunately, it still wasn't enough, as he's going to lose that stock regardless. One more from falling into the loser's bracket. What's a crocodile to do, Koopa?
Cry tears. Is that what crocodiles do? I'm not totally sure, but
I mean, not out of that one eye.
playing a jazz band. I don't know. I'm not super familiar with what the species does, but you know, right now this is DM putting on a clinic right now. The fact that his stage was still even left open was kind of very interesting to me, but. You know, we'll see. Ooh, okay. Decent trade right there for Zenkai, as he's still, you know, putting in the work right there. The drop zone belly. Nice stuff with the drop zone there right there to at least bring it to a last stock situation.
Likely would have even beaten out a hitbox if he came in up close due to that belly armor. Might want to watch yourself here by the ledge. Definitely going to do it again, as he's got to commit to a get-up option right there to avoid his way around. Oh my goodness. Trying to keep the onslaught going out of disadvantage. Noisy neighbor once again mixing himself, trying to scoff.
Some of us are trying to sleep.
With the back air. Yeah, I don't think anybody's sleeping in this match right now. Zenkai's definitely awake, but there you go. The drag down neutral air. That is a confirm, ladies and gentlemen, into the down smash. DM saving the counter pick for right when he needed it in that game 3 and locking Zenkai into a character that he probably did not want to play for this particular matchup. Ain't no much you can do to really keep a character like Pikachu away. That blunderbuss is going to get red to nothing. And there's the matchup. There's the matchup right there, ladies and gentlemen. You got it.
That's so depressing. Obviously, it's a fighting game. Not all characters are created equal, but like, you know, you watch stuff like that happen, and you can't help but feel just like slightly bad for King K. Rool. But again, like you mentioned, DMs, you know, knowing it's like, all right, you know, I got him locked into King K. Rool. I don't have to worry about any switchings off of characters right now. So we're gonna go to Pikachu. We're gonna take him to FD, and then we're gonna, you know, give it the old college try, and that definitely worked out in DM's favors, as they're going to move on in a winner's bracket. So good stuff to DM.
Definitely showed that losing that first game for Zenkai was just so important. The fact that DM had that counter pick advantage on the final game when it mattered, If it was the other way around and he would have been able to lock him into Steve or something, he could have at least stayed K. Rool, but you know he didn't want to go Mewtwo against that character. He would have exploded at all sorts of crazy percent. All the crazy zoning and intimidation that Mewtwo has in his neutral that forces you to play in that sort of, I gotta watch my button pressing against him kind of way, it doesn't matter against Steve. He'll just build his resources on the other end of the level, and as a result, the King K. Rool would have to come out and fall down to the loser's bracket. What are you the king of? Just a bunch of sand.